Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for! That's what it's all about! Talk about late-game heroics. Talk about a bounce-back game. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of scared for the Detroit Red Wings heading into today's contest. Because the New York Rangers were coming off of the second half of a back-to-back. They played the Blue Jackets yesterday, they won the shootout, big heroics by JT Miller, okay, you know the drill. But because the Rangers were playing on back-to-back nights, they were going to start Jonathan Quick today. And if you've been paying attention to the NHL's goaltending carousel in fantasy hockey and in just the regular statistical breakdowns, you'd know that one Jonathan Quick has been a total monster, a beast unleashed, a death merchant from the valleys down below the underworld. This guy has been dominant with the New York Rangers the past few years. Now, sure, not every game is perfect, and even last year, Quick only had an .893 save percentage in the sample, but Quick, for the most part, has been so good, especially this season with the New York Rangers. Even in this game, he ends up posting up a .970 save percentage against the Detroit Red Wings. This is not something that you want to go up against and face, but the Wings exercise their demons. After what was a terrible choke of a loss against Buffalo, they head into New York City, MSG, fighting one of the best jersey combo partners they could have had. It's the wing-wheeled classic 100 Red Wings, red with the beige cream striped jersey, and you have the New York Rangers in their 100th anniversary classic jersey as well. That's right, folks, nobody was wearing white on the ice today. A red team versus a blue team, absolutely unheard of in today's National Hockey League. From a visual aesthetic standpoint, this was an amazing product on the ice. And the Detroit Red Wings squeak out with a 2-1 victory. Now, we made a video the other day talking about Red Wings goaltender Cam Talbot and the idea of him getting sent over to Utah or Montreal or Edmonton, depending on what happens. Obviously, Cam Talbot was an Oiler in the past, so if that team is going to still be looking for somebody to man the crease, then maybe Talbot is an option. But hey, guess what? He stepped into this game for Detroit. He didn't make as many saves as Quick did. He actually had half the workload, but Cam Talbot stepped in here and was able to provide 18 saves on 19 shots, .947 save percentage against the Rangers. It's good enough to win 2-1. He only lets in one goal, and the Red Wings ultimately take the dub. It's kind of crazy, right? Like, Talbot had himself a .947 save percentage. In most games, that is a slam dunk easy victory. But in this one, they barely edged out the dub, because that other guy on the other side had a .952 save percentage. Normally that's good enough to help you win, but not when your team only scores one goal. Fatigue, say what you want about it. Hey, guess what? The Rangers played yesterday, so we can give them a pass. But the only two goals in this game scored by Detroit were scored by DeBrincat and Lucas Raymond. DeBrincat on the power play. It's Patrick Kane who wires a pass wing to wing to Raymond on the right side. He walks in, he takes a shot, it squeaks barely by Jonathan Quick. He gets enough of it to slow the puck down, but as the puck is coming over the goal line, you have DeBrincat right in the crease, who just takes that forward momentum puck and just whacks it in. It was already going to go in anyway, but DeBrincat's like, hey, free puck, free goal. Yeah, I'm going to fire it. He took the goal away from Raymond, which I can definitely understand some fans' frustration if you have one of them in fantasy, but I've got both DeBrincat and Raymond, so I'm a pretty happy camper. That Alex DeBrincat, by the way, if you're counting, you look at the goal he scored today, the only point of the night against the Rangers, and you look at what he has done against Anaheim and Buffalo, that Alex DeBrincat's got 6 points in his last 3 games. 5 goals and an assist. How crazy is that? Yes, there was a little dead period there in the middle of November, but hey, I'm gonna take it, man. My fantasy team's bursting with excitement. Mika Zibanejad then tied things up on the power play just a few minutes later. This was a pretty nice play there for Zibby. Nice pass from Adam Fox over to Panarin. He tosses it towards the goal. Rebound squeaks back out to Will Cooley. He throws it in front. Panarin. Rebound is in the crease, and Zibanejad walks onto it, puts it home. 1-1 game here in the second period, but the third and final 2-1 winning goal isn't scored until 4 minutes left in the third. Lots of back and forth action here with the Red Wings getting the majority of the chances, but it's Lucas Raymond who cuts in, circles around the net, waits, and waits even longer before getting Jonathan Quick fully out and diving on the wrong side to try and desperately make a save. Raymond just outweights everybody on the Rangers. Walks around the net, stops up, nobody is on him. Carson Soucy's giving him free rein, and he just fires it into the open cage. It's a beautiful play. Raymond from Larkin and Seider makes it 2-1. That is the final and winning goal of the hockey game. And as we had mentioned with Alex DeBrincat and his point production the past few games, Lucas Raymond, with a goal and an assist today against New York, has himself 8 points in his last 4. 1 goal, 7 assists. As somebody who has both of them in fantasy, yeah, I love it. Have them on the top line together. Have them scoring points together. I might need to get Patrick Kane back up because he's been starting to get his scoring touch there too. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Love to see the Red Wings finally converting offensively in the ways that we know they can. Even if they only score 2 goals in a game like this, they still win. Beautiful game, and a performance that everybody should be happy with, I'd say. But all in all, the Detroit Red Wings, they did not collapse. They stuck with it. They had the majority of the chances by far. I mean, the deserve to win-o-meter was way in the Rangers' favor in this one. Understandably so. Especially in that third period, It would have been easy to back off. It would have been easy to just kind of let the game go away from you, but the Red Wings in the third especially were so good, just controlling and shooting and taking their shots. The Rangers almost had nothing going for them. You could definitely tell that the fatigue from yesterday's game was catching up to them. And the Red Wings took advantage. They did not allow themselves to let this game slip away from their fingertips like they did the Buffalo game the other day. I will say, though, the Rangers did have the majority of the opportunities in the first period, especially around the halfway mark, but you can understand just the dynamics of what that team wanted to accomplish in this hockey game. Hey, second half of a back-to-back, try to catch the Red Wings flat-footed, just try to come out quick and keep the momentum from yesterday, but unfortunately, it wasn't good enough to sustain and beat Cam Talbot. But Jonathan Quick, If there was any guy who was going to prevent Detroit from getting a dub, it was going to be him. And you could tell at the end of the game, both teams frustrated. They were battling hard. There was a lot of shenanigans on the ice at the end there. I mean, Jonathan Quick, unsportsmanlike conduct at the end of the game for going after Mason Appleton, and Appleton was in the scrum, and it was so ugly. I mean, this is a picture of what happened at the end of the game with both of these teams in their jerseys. It was such a Renaissance painting-esque moment. Lots to like, though, out of the Detroit Red Wings in this hockey game. But the Wings, they showed enough grit to squeak out of this one with the win and take it confidently as they head back over to Detroit. Very strong win here. 2 teams that were definitely in the mix, and they could have honestly gone either way, but hey, the Red Wings pulled through. And that is what we wanted to see after the Buffalo game. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about this hockey game between the Wings and the Rangers. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.